What is up, guys? John Anthony from masculinedevelopment.com, and I want to make a quick video about jealousy, and I'm going to get a little bit deeper here with this idea, but I got the question from someone on Instagram, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, then click the link in the description because it's the fastest and easiest way to reach me. With my email, my blog and my business are starting to get really big, so I get at least 100 emails a day, and sometimes it's really hard to respond to all of them, but if you just DM me on Instagram, I'll respond a lot faster. But here's the question he asked. He basically said, how do you not get jealous when you see other dudes that are crushing it, and maybe you're not, right? And to answer this question, there's different techniques and surface level things you can do. One of them might be, when you feel the anxiety of seeing this person, you feel the jealousy, you have to accept it, right? So in psychology, in real psychology, not the bullshit therapy that most people know nowadays, there's this idea that it's not feeling an emotion that's bad. It's when you feel an emotion about the emotion, right? Because let me give you an example, right? Say you see a dude who's crushing it and, crushing it in life, and you feel, jealous, right? You feel very jealous. And then maybe you get angry at the fact that you feel jealous, right? You say, why am I feeling this way? I shouldn't feel this way. And so what that does, it's very normal, but what it does is it locks that jealousy into place, because without first letting go of the anger, you can't even let go of the jealousy, right? And a lot of people nowadays, they have many stacks of these repressed emotions, right? A lot of what I teach, with getting better with women, with getting a better life, a lot of it is actually what's known as energy work, where you fix the underlying problems by focusing on your underlying masculinity, your underlying mindset, your emotional state. But what happens is, say you feel jealous about someone, right? I've done that before, everyone's done that before. And you feel jealous, and then maybe you get angry that you feel jealous, right? So not only can you now not let go of the jealousy because it gets locked into place by this added level of emotions, but then maybe you feel guilty about feeling angry, right? Maybe you feel angry about being angry. You get angry at the fact that you're angry because you're thinking, why am I angry? I'm doing so well. What the fuck? This doesn't make any sense, right? So the idea here is, first of all, let go of the emotions. Okay. Second, there's a concept known as a collaborative versus a competitive frame. And if you want to know how to get good with, game, good with girls, this is one of the most powerful mindsets that you could ever learn. And this also comes down to, socializing in general, networking, everything. And here's what it is. Most people have a competitive mindset. So if you're getting jealous of someone, right? Say you go to, a party, and you see some dude and he's just crushing it with women, he's maybe a DJ at the party, you're kind of jealous that he's, he's doing all these great things, and you're not, right? You're angry, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Well, the reason that's happening is because you're not viewing him from a collaborative frame, where he's a cool dude who could potentially get to know you and help you. You're viewing him as this other, and he's someone you have to compete with, right? And I get that there's nuance, right? Every relationship is some element of competition with collaboration, but this extreme framework shows you what I'm talking about. Okay, so most people have a competitive frame. They see a pretty girl at a club, or they see someone that they want to meet. They think to themselves, how do I win this guy over, right? They have to, this is what causes guys to get in their head, right? They say, what do I say to this girl to win her over? What do I, it's like you're competing with them. They're this other, right? But instead, if you switch to a collaborative frame, which is where you view the whole world as basically this cool playground, so to speak, where you can work with people and collaborate, then you'll find that all these quirky little behaviors that are messing you up in game and in socializing will naturally fix themselves, right? So as an example, right, some people, they look at, big YouTubers who do collaborations or interviews with other YouTubers, right? And they say, why would they do that, right? They're giving their views away to other YouTubers, right? Or maybe, for example, with me, right? I remember one time I was, out with a friend, and I helped wing him and I got him laid, right? And people might say, why would you do that? You're giving the girl away, right? But you're thinking about the short game. You're not thinking in a collaborative framework, okay? The reason that, they do those collaborations on YouTube is, yes, maybe some of their viewers will go away to the other person's channel, but people on that person's channel will probably come over to you. And when that happens, when you start to view things in a collaborative frame, everyone wants to be your friend, right? Another way you can put this is if you're trying to get, 50-50 out of every single relationship, out of every single friendship, out of every single business connection, then you're only going to have a few, right? But if instead you offer them 80 and you just get 20 in return, right? 80% to them, 20% in return, however you want to quantify that. Maybe, you're a big YouTuber and you interview some small YouTuber, whatever it is. Even though that seems bad on the surface, what's happening is that everyone's going to see that. They're going to say, oh shit, this guy's generous, right? And everyone wants to work with you. So instead of having like 3 people where you're doing 50-50 from, right? So that adds up to 150. You're going to have 100 people. This loud ass dude in his Mustang is blasting his Mustang. I don't know if you guys heard that, if the audio picked it up, but instead of doing, having your little 50s, you're going to be doing collaboration with hundreds of people, and you're going to get 20 from all of them. So in a weird way, by giving more, you actually receive more. And on this collaborative, competitive mindset, one thing that fucks students up a lot of the time is when they go out and they ask me, what do I say? What do I say to the girl, right? Well, there's things you can say, and I teach techniques. Mark and I talk about techniques on our podcast. I do that on my channel. But the biggest leverage point you have is actually viewing it from a collaborative frame. So instead of thinking it's me versus them, think we're all here, a part of the group, and I'm trying to make everyone's night better, okay? This is a huge mindset shift that will lead to massive changes in your life. So let me give you an example, right? I remember one time I went out a while ago, and I was coming from a competitive frame. I was asking myself, how do I get what I want, right? How do I get what I want? How do I, get the girl? How do I win the social favors, whatever it is? But then I realized when I go out and I just come from a collaborative frame, I approach everyone viewing them as a potential friend, a potential cool person, and you end up meeting more people, right? People sense that off of you. And this is a very deep concept that I don't have time to explain about today, but I'm going to try to do the best I can before I hit the gym. Got to start drinking my pre-workout. But maybe another example, right? So there's something called icon consciousness. And this is the idea that you don't view another human being as just a human being, You view them as almost a god. And this might sound strange, it might sound crazy, and on an intellectual level, you might not view other people as gods, but on an emotional level, you might, and here's why. My pre-workout's drinking my pre-workout, and it's spilling all over the place, but, so, if you've ever met a celebrity, right, or a big YouTuber, someone you follow, you'll probably notice that when you meet them, you'll feel afraid, right? You'll feel like, holy shit, they're so high status. Who am I, right? Maybe you'll get jealous too, like the person who asked this question. What's going on there is you almost view them as not even a person, but as a god or a demigod or somebody who's like this abstraction, right? So another example, right? People, you might be looking at me and you might think, holy shit, John is so cool, and you've never even met me probably, unless, some of my fans have, but if you've never met me and you met me in person, you'll probably get really nervous, right? And the reason why is because you're not seeing me as a person. You're not seeing the days that I go out and I fucking bomb with women, right? You're not seeing the days that I fuck up and don't get enough sleep and then I don't go to the gym that day, right? You're not seeing that shit. But realize that everyone is a person, and there's no reason to be jealous, because the truth is that most successful people actually want to help you, right? I got hit up recently the other day by someone who, he actually doesn't even have a YouTube channel. My blog gets way more traffic than his does. I don't think he has a YouTube channel, but I'm going to interview him on my channel anyways, right? And some people that are very cynical might say, well, why would you do that, John? You don't have anything to gain, and he's just going to get all your followers, right? People are going to go to him from your channel, and you don't have anything to gain, right? But the truth is, I do, okay? You know, first of all, I don't know where this dude will be in 10 years, you know, but I like him. He's a cool dude, and I want to interview him. So actually, you know, subscribe to the channel because we'll be doing the interview in the next probably week or two, and I'll upload it. But, you know, what that also does is it gives you guys free content, right? Interviewing him and picking his brain, and we're going to talk about nootropics and game and traveling. You guys are going to get content, right? For free. You're going to get awesome content, a cool interview from some dude that, even though he doesn't have a very big blog or a YouTube channel, you'll get great advice, right? And then you'll come back to my channel for more. So in a weird way, when you just get over your own bullshit and you realize that everyone's a person, you can gain something from everyone, not in a manipulative way, but just in a collaborative way, then everything in your life, especially your social life, will start to come together. So I know that I covered a lot of different concepts in this video, and if you want me to make a very in-depth video on any one of these concepts, let me know down below. Just spewing ideas out here. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, please, because obviously when you talk about the red pill and actual self-improvement, actual game, you can't get a job anymore because nobody wants to hire some dude who's going to have a giant HR department scandal. So your support is much appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.